So, Michael, in some areas of the country, state governments have ordered operations to cease in certain sectors of the economy, particularly in non-life sustaining businesses. We're talking about real estate development being one of the things that's been ceased. So how has that fact, this pause that's been happening, how has that impacted the deal sponsorship side of the house?
I mean, real estate and mortgage is still considered an essential business to a certain extent. There are certain areas like New York where they did put a stop on construction unless it was affordable housing. But for most other states, people are still working. So the construction hasn't really stopped. It's still able to go on. Same with real estate closings. Most of the title companies, settlement companies, and mortgage companies have implemented virtual closings, virtual notaries. So they are able to close. It's just whether or not lenders and the sponsors themselves want to close knowing there's an uncertainty. And that's the biggest question. Every borrower will ask, every lender will ask, everyone in this space will ask, what's that property going to be worth in 6 months? Typically, the appraisal process works off like a trailing 6-month comp valuation. But now you're trying to look into the future and knowing something that's probably adjusted going up for the last 6 months. Now it's going down. So you have borrowers that are looking at that, and most of the deal sponsorships, that's why we mentioned earlier on one of the other slides that most of the borrowers were looking to negotiate on deals that were in contract, knowing that they won't drop much in price. But if there is some sort of correction in the market, they want to be prepared for it. I think a lot of the uncertainty covers a lot of the borrowers who want to be prepared at a certain point. I do think within the next couple of weeks, especially New York being like one of those trendsetter states, and the governor mentioned that by the 15th, starting, I guess, on the outside in upstate New York, they're going to start working with allowing some of the essential businesses to go back, or the non-essential businesses, and starting with construction, real estate, et cetera. I think people knowing that and knowing they can get back to work, whether it's on the construction side or looking at deals, homes, projects, properties, I think that will help a lot. I think that will help with the deal sponsorship side of the house. I think it's going to help with that a lot. And I think you're going to see contracts and offers start going out a little bit more than they are now. They are still out there. Speaking with some of the brokerage houses, people are putting offers on properties, some lower, some higher. A lot of borrowers still have their 1031s, even though they were extended on their time frame. They still have to put the money in for the tax benefits. So it's been affected a little bit, but I think people will get back as soon as they're allowed to.